Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual program. Excuse me, the Target Individual Experience. Okay, so starting off from where I left off on my last video, I think on those two previous videos I did is try to show how the police harassment uh, continues and what it is that they do, right? The semi-subliminal threats, okay? And this is something that they will continue to do. The past couple of days, they've been doing it much more so than usual. I mean, like every single day, back to back. Even when I clearly, what I believe or I think is clear evidence of them targeting and harassing me, right? And today I'm going to show you more of that, okay? Uh, but also I want to show how they will use people from your past to again try to manipulate and try to send you subliminal threats and so forth, right? And so um, the video I'm going to before I start the video again, I want to talk about the domination game that they're playing, because basically this is what it is, right now at this point they're playing a heavy-handed, heavy tactic domination game, right, trying to get me to shut up, and because I won't, now they're using the police more and more and more. And again, I will show you guys that also, okay? Also with the steering drill, right? So, and what are steering drills, right? So, steering drills are used to provoke and manipulate. Steering drills are used to intimidate, provoke, make a person aggressive, and to destabilize victim. It's linked to manipulation, credibility, and justification. One technique is to simply stare at the victim, and another is to whisper, "You're scared," and engage in staring contests, right? So this is what they do all the time. I just stare at them back and I just walk off. Or I just shake my head at them, give them a big smile, all right, when they do this. So that's my way of countering the effect of the staring drills you know that happens every single day. Okay, so let's go to Friday's video. This is Friday, and I had uh, taken Pam to work, and again, I think I showed in the last video what happened, uh, how they spread out their targeting, the harassment involving the police. Okay, so Friday afternoon, um, and I decided for some reason to just start recording when I exit out the apartment to go to the elevator and so forth, right? And you'll hear almost immediately when I get to the elevator, you'll start hearing the noise campaign, which is the sirens. Okay. Okay. Now, if you listen carefully, it's a very low uh, volume, but you can hear the sirens, right? And those are ambulances. That's an ambulance. Okay. And this is what happens, that every time I go to pick up the kids, all right, more so than not, at that, because normally I would, when the kids was in the after school program, because I took them out of it, um, not so much, because I had to pick them up around, 5:30, a little after 5:30 in the afternoon. So the noise campaign wasn't, you know, every single day, right? But when I pick up the kids at 2:30, every single day. There's constant noise at that time. And I talked about this before in a previous video. Okay, so you can clearly hear as soon as I get to the elevator, start pressing the elevator come up, they start with the noise camping. And that's not to say that, they may not be an emergency, but for me, it's every single day within this time frame that I go to pick up my kids. That's when I'll hear the most noise, okay, or the noise camping. Okay, so let's skip past. And then I got in the elevator again. Okay, let's skip this. Walked out the apartment building, and there was a woman. You see her in front here. She's kind of blurry, but you can see the figure here. She's just standing there, like looking up, okay, staring at the building windows, right? So that's what she's doing. She's just standing there, staring, okay? And as I approach her, you'll see she turns and she walks off. Okay? Literally, she was just standing there, looking up at the building windows. You still hear the sirens, right? Okay. Again, you're still hearing the sirens. Now here come the individual uh, wearing the red. Okay, now you just see this teenager here. Let's go back. He starts to, as he approached me, you'll see him hide his face, put his hands up right there, covering his face. Okay. Okay, now this lady, she puts her hood on and she sees me, and she's smiling, right? Because she thinks it's funny. Okay, so you see this teenager here, and she's coming towards me. She starts playing with her hair. Okay, now I want you to watch and pay attention very carefully. So you see the school safety officer. Again, this is how they mask trying to give me the middle finger. Okay, because you see he got his shades on, his hat on, so he's feeling very brave. Okay, well, no one would recognize him. Okay, again, you'll see the school crossing guard. Okay, and what she's doing, as I've shown you guys many times before, is this. Okay, now See, she's looking at this girl in front of me because this girl is it's all orchestrated. This is street theater, so she's a perp. And again, them trying to insinuate of using females against me, okay, of certain types of female or what have you against me. So you can see if you look at his hands, the way he holding his hands, again, the middle finger like this, okay. So this is what he's doing, okay. He's placing his middle finger over his hand, just like this, okay. All right. There he goes. Okay. Now they're not done. I'll check this out. See this? Another teenage girl, walking towards me. Okay. She's sticking one of her finger in her ears. And I don't want to trigger anyone, but this is me just showing what it is that she's doing. She's taking her finger and she's sticking it in her ears like this, right? Okay. Okay, now check this out. Another teenager sticks out and does this. Okay. Peace, victory, whatever the sign is, you know, the way how I interpret it, because again, the harassment and the harassment type of what it is that they're trying to do to me is trying to say that they are victorious in doing whatever they had set out to do, okay, in this coercive persuasion program, which is to discredit, to uh, villainize, to turn the community against you, to turn your family against you, to diagnose you with a mental illness, so it can be a combination of those things, all right, or it could be one of those things and more than one of those things, okay. So let's move on, okay. Okay, so now I missed that one. Pause it soon enough, okay. Right, so now teenage boy, okay, is he walking towards me, doing this, okay. I mean, this is all street theater, all right, all street theater. Okay, and again, see another teenage girl here, and watch what she's going to do. I want you to look at her hands when she sees me. Okay, let's go. So as soon as I get close, try to pause it, and you'll see her open up her hand, like she's doing some type of hand signal, right? So they're all working in tandem in each other. So she's looking at her, okay, but they're trying to mask it. Again, it's the masking technique that they use, right? Then she gets closer again, and then she's going to do it again. Okay. All right, now check this out. Young girl. Then she bows her head, and this is all following in a succession, right? So this is all staged. This is all orchestrated in what it is that they're going to do whenever they see me, and they'll use young children, teenagers, uh, any age group, okay, any age group that they can use, they will use it against you. They will use them against you. Right? And they continue with the noise campaign. Okay? All right. Now you see, if you look here, this guy's putting whatever his hands in his pocket. Let me go back a little bit. You'll see that he's sticking his finger in his ears as I approach, right? See that? And then he puts his hand down. Okay? Okay. Remember, I talk about how this is done in phases, right? Now, you see these two teenage boys standing here. They're talking to, I think, either two or three teenage girls, right? They're looking at me. They're going to give, to let the the teenage girls know that I'm approaching. And you'll see one sticks her finger in her ears, and then she puts it back down. She turns around. She looks at me. Now look at this guy right here in the this multicolor jacket, right? Wearing a tan hat. See, now they're looking at me now. Okay, he's looking at them and he's doing this. Okay, and now they're gonna play it off, right? So they're gonna mask it as I walk by because I'm filming. So they're gonna mask it, right? Watch. They're gonna make it seem as if they were looking, behind me, but that's not what it is. You can clearly see here they're looking directly at me. Okay, now the guy, and then he stares at me. So we talk about the staring drills. There you go. Okay, and now they acting as if they're looking behind me. Okay. Again, remember I talk about how they try to mask their targeting, but I've been in this program for well over a decade, going on two now. And again, I've been studying a lot of what it is that they're doing, okay, in order to help me to combat a lot of the negative conditioning that they've done to me, okay. And in the book Mind Control Language Pattern, you hear Dantelline Jones says that a lot of people are being conditioned with these dark patterns, okay, and going through life just making wrong decisions, negative decisions that impact their life negatively, and they have no clue what has been done to them. That it was a psychological process that has conditioned their mind that way. Okay? Okay. Now, this is just me, again, walking to the school to pick up my kids. Okay? And now I'm going to show you synchronization with the police. Now, um, my kids, my daughter gets out at 2:30, so I didn't leave exactly 2:30 because Ethan gets out at 2:40. So I leave around 2:30, right? So I won't have to wait that long to pick up Ethan also. All right. Now, normally, if there's school police parked up there, they would have already been there because they're there before the school let out the students. But not today, but Friday, they waited until I leave, and then through surveillance and tracking, track me. So synchronization. So you hear the police sirens right there, right? Okay. Now the light, as you can see, you see this the sign for walk, meaning that the light had changed to red. But because they, again, the synchronization, and they were off, slightly, what they do instead is turn on their siren so they can run the red light, right? So they can get to me at the exact same moment. And there you go. And as you see, as they passed in front of me, this woman standing here, all of a sudden now she takes her phone out of her pocket. Okay? And you know, as you can see, they're not showing me their phone now, right? Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next video now, which is after I picked up the kids and we're on our way home. Okay. Let's skip past. All right. Okay. So okay. Now the reason why I said, look at that, she literally like stuck her finger in her ears, and so again, she's at the distance where you can barely see it. But watch what she does as she approach. Okay, so now as I approach her, she looks at her phone, and you're gonna see she points the phone in my direction. Okay, now she does this again. Right, what the perps do again, trying to silence me. Well, if he doesn't stop talking, we're going to continue to spread rumors, and we're going to continue to do what we're doing. Listen to you and mess with your phone and all that stuff. Okay. So look how she shows me the phone. See where the phone is, how she's holding the phone facing towards me? Okay? Okay. And so now, more street theater. Okay, this is what you call crowding. Okay? In this instant, they're using a bunch of teenagers. Okay? So now, I want you to watch this young teenager here in front of me. And you'll see, again, how they try to mask the hand with the palm open, right? Something that they do to me a lot, but he's going to try to mask it and play it off. Okay, right there. See that? Okay, again, another teenager doing this. Mhm. All right, now before I let the video continue, I gotta say this. So, when I went to pick up the kids, right, there were like a whole bunch of kids in the schoolyard, all wearing red. They all started crowding around me. Okay, and so you see, as I was walking, you see the young kid, the young female kid wearing a red jacket. Then as I kept walking, you're gonna see a woman comes to the intersection again. She's gonna be wearing the red. And there she is. Okay. And again, you'll see the subliminal threat. See the two finger like a gun. Okay. Okay, so the time and effort that they take to put into targeting. Oh, I almost missed this one. Let me go back here a little bit here. Okay, okay, right, right. Look, no, he looks like a piss perp. Look at him. Look at him. Get a good look at him. And so you see another perp there. So what he's going to do now, he's going to block our passageway. Okay, literally, he drove into the crosswalk knowing that we were approaching, okay, to try to block us. And this is the stuff that they do. Try to send you a subliminal message about blocking you, blocking everything that you do, again, which is basically trying to undermine everything you as a targeted individual is trying to do or have, right? So whether it be trying to go for a job, they'll block you from that, right? Through blacklisted. Um, if you're dating, right? If you're single and dating, they'll block you from, talking to, the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever your sexual preference is. This is the stuff that they do, and this is how they do things like this. And so I had to definitely get his license plate because, he definitely knew what he was doing. Okay, and when you see this vehicle with this license plate, know that this individual is engaging in psychological warfare, psychological torture, and is committing a criminal act. Okay? All right. And then again, you see the person walking up there wearing the red cap on. All right. So, let's take this call. Okay. So, this was Friday. All right. And Pamela came home and she was tired. We was talking. I was watching a movie, so I ended up staying over. And Saturday, I left. I didn't drive because it was her weekend with the kids. So I left the car with her because she wanted to go somewhere with the kids. So I was like, all right. And I took the bus, right? When I was on the bus again, continued to be targeted. I got off my stop to get to my house. And again, the police harassment. But I didn't record it because I was on the phone speaking with a TI, right? And then I got in the house on Saturday. Immediately as I got in the house, I got a phone call, and the person hanged up at first. They didn't leave a message, and it was weird because the person hanged up, didn't leave a message, and called me back. And it's a number that I have never seen. I don't know this number at all. Normally, if I didn't answer, you think that this person or whoever it is would leave me a message or not leave me a message, but they called me back almost immediately. It's like they knew I was home, right? And that if they call back again, I would pick up. So I answered, okay, and I'm going to play the conversation, okay. uh, come on. All right, let's see. Let's go. Oh, come on. All right. I gotta let this ad play in order to get into the software. This is a free software. It's called Call Recorder. And normally, um, after you watch the ad, you get into your free account, and you would be good for another week or so until you have to watch an ad again. But for some reason, because I did this yesterday, actually I did this Saturday, that I happen to do this uh, now today. Okay, all right. So I get the phone call, right? The person hanged up when I didn't answer, and then they call back again. I was like, this is a persistent person. Let me see who this is, because like I said, it was a number I've never seen before. Okay, and I want you to listen to the conversation and then put it in context when I from the previous video that you've watched with the police harassment, and again how they use individuals, people from your past, and you know how they try to use them to send you subliminal message and to target you in some way, right? So this person I haven't seen in years. We're friends on Facebook. um, I haven't I have not had a full conversation with this person in well over 20 years. I had bumped into this individual a couple of years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and I believe I had a different number then. Okay, and so I don't know how they got this number, because I never gave that individual this number. But then when she continued to talk, and I understand and realize how she got my number. So check this out. Hello?
Yes, it's Joyce.
Who?
Joyce.
Joyce.
You don't know who I am now?
There's only one Joyce I know.
You better know.
What's going on here?
Anyway, I'm having my 50th birthday party, right? I need you to put tickets in your calendar. May 4th.
Okay.
I'm gonna text you.
Okay.
I say, wait, you didn't answer? You have my number. So I called. That's why I hung up and called back again.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, did they block all our numbers? Because I know working at the theater, they block a lot of our numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, I work right down the block from the house.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to invite you on Facebook.
Okay.
Make sure you be.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, bro.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, so in the conversation, she says something about her number being, or the number being blocked, right? And she said that working here at the precinct, sometimes they block our number. So, and I'm like, why are you calling me? And then she's like, oh, in the, as she was saying, invited me to her 50th birthday party, what have you, and she was going to send me an invite on Facebook. So I'm like, why didn't you, I mean, I didn't tell her this, but just saying in my mind, but why didn't you do that? I haven't spoken to you in over 20 years. Matter of fact, longer than that, maybe 25 years. Okay. And actually, I shouldn't say spoken, because I did bump into her a couple of years ago, like I said. But I mean, I haven't really spoken to her on the phone. I have any conversation since I was like my late teens, and I'm 47 right now. So, but anyway, I just thought it was weird, right? After being again start being targeted by the police, and all of a sudden she calls me, okay, on Saturday. As soon as I walked into my house now, after I got off the bus and being harassed by uh, police officers, right? I got in my house. She calls me immediately as I got in my house. And like I said, she hanged up after I didn't answer. And then she calls back again. So that was very persistent. She could have left me a message the first time. But why did she call back? All right. And then she calling me from the precinct, which she says she works at, which is the 71st precinct. They're trying to have my voice on record, because they record all the calls that comes in and out of the precinct if you're using the telephone service at the precinct. So I'm like, are they trying to get my voice or something like that? I mean, they don't need to do that. All they gotta do is just watch my video. Right? I mean, they surveil me anyway, so they have my my voice on file or what have you, right? So again, but this is again to cause you know uh, suspicion and to make you act suspiciously, which I haven't done, because there's nothing for me. I haven't done anything in which I would be an act suspiciously about. Okay, so again, this is another person who they pulled up from my past that they use, and again, she's a very religious person, so it is expected, you know, and it doesn't surprise me one bit, right? So anyway, so that was that, and then uh, Saturday night, okay, police sirens, very low frequency. Sunday during the day, no sirens at all. Pamela called me and she asked me, what time, if I was coming over. And I said to her, not really, but because I guess the kids was giving her a hard time and she had to move the car, it was just too much for us. I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get dressed and head on out. Immediately after I got off the phone with her, police sirens. Okay, so now let's come to this morning, right? Okay, so this morning, here I am taking the kids to school. Okay, and I am going to just skip past this just to sure. I'm not worrying about the perpetrators who are out there, you know. But let me get to this part right here, which is very interesting, right? So here I am coming in the intersection, the light change, okay, and you'll see this car drives by. There's no one walking across the street. Yes, this vehicle is turning very, very slow, okay. And again, the reason why is because they wanted me at this light to play out their theater. Okay. So as you see, this young teenager, she's walking across and then she takes her thumb and she's pressing it against her face, right? Now you'll see the crossing guard. I want you to pay attention. You'll see the crossing guard comes, okay? She looks at me, right? Then she's gonna look at the street light, which is on red. It looks yellow here, but it's actually red. Okay, she looks at that. Okay, she does the hand signal. You see her hand open up her hands. Okay, and then she walks across the street. Okay, as you can see, you don't see any children walking across the street at this point. Okay, so again, the only reason why she walked across the street was again to participate in the street theater and the psychological harassment and psychological torture, right? Okay, so here's the first child that walks across the street, and you don't see her. She's not there. She's not walking this child uh, back across the street. Okay, and then you'll see teenager here, the hand signals again, uh, putting his hands in his ears, acting like he's fixing his headphones or his earbud, what do you call them, earbuds. But it's really not. If you if they have their earbud in their ears, they'll do that. It's the same as them sticking their finger in their ears if they don't have any earbuds on. Okay. So let's move on. All right, get on the block. I'm waiting for Pamela to take her to work. Okay. All right. You'll see another teenager come out of the building. He's going to start walking around. You'll see him walking back and forth. Okay. Just standing there, and then he walks away. Let's see if I can't lighten this up a little bit. There you go. So they've been using a lot of teenagers lately. A lot of children. Okay, I'm just gonna let this play because again, I want you guys to see and understand, what it is that they're doing, and again, how they use different age group to target you. All of a sudden, they've been using a lot of teenagers. Okay, so now you see him after he walks away, he comes back, right, and walks in front of the car. Okay. All right. So there he goes. Lives in Pam's building. And again, and I repeat this, that if you're using teenagers, children to engage in a crime, psychological warfare, psychological torture, psychological harassment, I have every right to record, to show exactly what it is that you're doing. Okay, I am well within my rights. Okay, all right. So we're still waiting for parking, and after the street sweeper uh, drove by, let's see if you'll see it. Um, okay, that's the street sweeper. So you see, none of these cars here they moved. Right? These people are sitting in their car. Now I want you to pay attention to this woman in the red jacket. She comes out. Okay, and there's a reason why she comes out at this time. Okay, so let's go. So you see, as I come across the street, she comes out, walks this way, smoking a cigarette, grabbing her bag. Okay, all right, let's see here. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the next video. Okay, so now the woman wearing the red, as you guys saw previously, she's still out there. See, she walked away, then she came back and stood up in front of the building. Okay. Sec. Okay. All right. Okay, it's another video that I have that I recorded, and I definitely had it there. And again, but this is what they'll do, right? So I had the video here, and of course it's not there, but I know for a fact that I did import the video. Okay, all right, because I viewed the video before. Okay, let's go here. Let's see here. And let's that. Okay, all right. Okay, so here we go. All right. Okay. So after about 15 minutes, a police vehicle showed up. Okay, and pulled right up behind me. Okay, and I had to switch the camera around to the front camera to record the scene behind me. Okay, I'm just sitting in the car now. The street sweeper had passed, and so drove to the other side of the street just to wait until 10 o'clock, because at that time, then I can leave and go back upstairs. Like I said, police car pulled up behind me. Okay, there were other cars. Okay, there were other cars on the block, right? That people left, didn't move their car, was not inside of their car. The police never stopped in front or behind those vehicles, never wrote one ticket out, but they come directly behind me, right? And that again goes to show you that how I am targeted by members of the NYPD. Okay, okay, right, okay, all right. So let me pause this. As I said this, so what happened is that I went to the store last night to get milk, and there was a and of course they're listening. So immediately as I said I'm going to the store, they're already connected to some perpetrator to come outside to target me. So I get outside the building. This guy's across the street. He sees me. He comes across the street and he stands up behind a vehicle, right? And he kept staring at the license plate of that vehicle. So, I didn't pay him no mind. Again, I was on the phone with the TI, so I didn't record it. And let me see if I still have the audio, because I do have the audio conversation of me talking to that TI. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind, because I already told him that, that I record my conversations.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know how I can call the full call actually speed up their metabolism, helping metabolism to work faster. So I started, so he started losing a lot of things. Started saying, so some people associate negative energy and negative feelings with some. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know how I can call the full phone call got dropped, and I keep calling you back, and they keep saying, "Welcome to Verizon Wireless." So that bullshit. So I can't. Yeah, man. Kids like Bryce, he used to like, you know what I'm saying? So again, but so where does all of a sudden in masculine minds than other people? You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes people are more people who are like, let's say, brilliant. People who are.
Okay, that was Saturday, so that's not it. Okay, it's probably this one. Okay.
Distrust between me and her. To cause distress between me and you. And this is a constant thing that they, Right. Yeah.
Maybe I didn't. Hold up. Okay, I think here it is.
What you have is an international function. Whenever we all look at this dude now. You see me? I was across the street as I was walking. You know, he came across the street, looked at the car license plate. Then he stood up at the corner there. Now he sees me coming. I guess, but then he does the same thing. So he goes and he stands up at the corner looking at the license plate, right?
Okay, so that happened last night, right? And then this morning, again, I'm parked up. Was waiting for Pam, and she was taking a long time. She, it was like going on a little after 9, maybe 9:10, 9:15, and she's supposed to be at work at 9. So I'm like, what is taking her so long? So at that point, I'm like, you know what? I can't take it because I'm not going to get any parking by the time I come back, either on this block or the next block, which have a street cleaning time from 9 to 10:30. And so, but again, this is when that perpetrator did what he did last night. As soon as I came out the building, okay, he was across the street. He saw me walking. He walked over to this car and just literally stood behind the car staring at the license plate, right? And then as I came out the store walking back, he was standing against the fence. Again, he walked right back behind that car staring at the license plate. And then you hear me giving the description of the conversation that I was having. So again, this is all pre-planned, and this is what they do. Now the funny thing is, and then I'm going to play the video, and I want you guys to watch what happened. And the woman, again, when the police showed up, she came back, started doing these hand signals. Okay, and that's me just telling them to come out, just speaking to myself, like come out the vehicle, what have you. Okay, so check this out. So watch, she comes out the video, the vehicle, okay, Hispanic female police officer. She comes out, she's walking towards me, but she sees that I'm recording, okay. She sees that I'm recording. See, she looks at me through the back windshield, and then gets back into her vehicle. Okay, there she goes. Okay, because again, sitting from where they're sitting, I guess maybe they couldn't see because they're sitting so high up. They couldn't see that I was actually recording. All right. So when she saw that, she got back. She got back in the vehicle, and then you'll see them drive off. Because I was waiting. Because let me tell you, I love to put them on blast, and they don't want that at all. I mean, what do you expect, right? And again, in the Coercive Persuasion Program that these people are engaged in, they don't want to, uh, again, get caught doing what it is that they're doing because it is a criminal act and it's a violation of every human rights laws, civil rights laws, privacy laws. This is what these people do, and they've been getting away with it because no one, I shouldn't say no one, but we're at an age right now where technology is so far progressing that we have tools like our cell phone to record exactly what has been going on. And when people used to say, well, this was happening to me, people wouldn't believe it because you couldn't show proof, right? Your proof was just your testimony. Now we're able to show proof, right, through the use of these cell phone with the cameras or even small cameras that they have basically for recording. You have a dash cam, cameras that are very, very good that, you can use, just to show people what's happening. So whether someone caused a car accident and you get blamed for it, you can go to the recording and say, look, this is what really happened. Okay, so again, and this is why they're so afraid, and this is why they're so uh, um, aggressive in targeting me and trying to shut me up, right? Because I am showing. Now, why did they pick me? Out of all the cars that was parked up on the block, they picked me, right? And again, as I said, because last night they basically told me through this individual, again, this perpetrator, that what they were going to do. And maybe they had set up a scenario where they can try to have me run a red light, and they have done that to me before, where they basically will change the stoplight from green to red with no in between, right? To try to catch me, to they can give me a ticket while the police van or police car is parked right there. Okay, this is what they'll do. They have to find. I guess they want to find a reason to pull me over for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? To pull me over, right? But this is the stuff that they'll do. Okay, and so now the next video, you'll see them driving away. Right, so we see that. So now let's get this. Let's get that. Okay, so now here's the lady in red, and I had to turn the phone, because after the police left, she kept doing all these hand signal and targeting me. Okay, all right. So let's skip past that. Okay, let's go to the next video. So this is me getting out the car to show you guys that they came to come behind me to run the place, and they're not just running the place, they're behind me for intimidation. That's why when she come out the car and she saw that the camera, the phone, when she trust me, she saw the screen, and she saw herself or my face on the screen. So knowing that it is recording through the front camera, she turned around and got back in the vehicle, and they drove off. But this car behind me, there's no one in that car, right? There's no one in this car. Okay. And the funny thing is that there are always ticket agents on this block, because you know why? People constantly leave their vehicle parked on the side of the street that needs cleaning, right? And they're always handing out giving out tickets. But today, not one ticket was given out. Not one traffic agent was on that block, okay? Except for that one police vehicle that came behind me, okay? And like I said, this car behind me, there's nobody there. They should have stopped and give that vehicle a ticket. And there were vehicles that was in front of me that didn't have anybody inside of it. They didn't stop to give them a ticket at all, right? To that vehicle a ticket. Okay, but they pulled up behind me. She gets out of the car, right? Then she sees that, yeah, he's recording through the front camera. Let me turn back around and get in the vehicle, because I don't want my face on film, because I know what we're doing is wrong. Because if you were right in your conviction of what you was doing, you would not have turned back around. You would have came, you would have said what you had to say to me, asked me for my license or what have you. I would have given it to you. You know what I'm saying? Which I've been pulled over before, and I've always given the police officers my license to check. Okay, and they always given it back to me. If I commit a traffic infraction, they'll just give me a ticket, right? But again, because these certain police officers on the police force who belong to a religious cult, and they use their uniform, they use their power as police officers to commit all kind of crimes, right? Okay, to engage in these cult behavior, and create cults within the police organization, law enforcement, okay, to do stuff like this, okay. And we TIs, target individuals, we are putting it out there and putting them on blast. Okay? And it's not just that, but again, these police officers, again, they belong to a bigger cult, and their main purpose is to discredit, harass, surveil those of us who have been put into a non-consensual human experimentation, illegally microchip. Okay, and it is their job to discredit us. And when we speak out against what's happening and what's going on, it is their job to try to set us up, to try to get us in trouble, to lock us up, have us put into a mental institution, have us moved away because of the harassment, get us fired from a job, blacklist us. This is the stuff that they do. Okay, and I'm just doing my part to put it out there so people can see what's going on. So if it happens to you, you know exactly what's being done to you. And if you're looking at this, to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. Okay. All right, well, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.